My name is Lieutenant Hank Monday. I work in the genetic crime unit, and it's my job to shut down these wannabe Frankensteins. Once genetic engineering became inexpensive, strange things happened. Dogs that could talk, pigs playing chess, and cats with attitude. Alright, the cat thing was happening way before any two-bit scumbucket could set up a lab and play God. Me and my partner, Detective Cat Carlson, are in the squad room doing paperwork when the call comes in. I take the case before knowing what it is because, hell, anything is better than paperwork. A dragon has been spotted in the Collinswood district. A dragon, for shit's sake. There is only one person with the skills to pull this off. I turn to my partner. Cat, check the parole status on Einstein. Cat has been my partner for the last 8 months. My previous partner quit after being harassed by an oversized bunny rabbit. It followed him everywhere, constantly humping his leg. The guys on the force were no help. They kept sending in flowers, sign bugs. What a shame. He was a good cop. He now spends his days coming up with recipes for rabbit stew. Even started a YouTube channel called The Revenge of Elmer Fudd. I watched it once, but too gory for me. With the shotgun blast and the fur flying. I guess we deal with trauma in our own way.
Here is the information on Einstein. Convicted of engineering flying monkeys. Released 3 months ago. They cite good behavior.
Good behavior. That's a joke. Except I'm not in a laughing mood. I put him away, and some weak-kneed bureaucrat sets him free. Sometimes you wonder why you bother putting the badge on. Cat clears her throat.
He was watching The Wizard of Oz when he created the flying monkeys. I checked his recent viewing history. Happy Days, Downton Abbey.
She swallows hard and says,
And Game of Thrones.
I guess we know where he got the idea for a dragon. Let's roll. We pull up to a one-story ranch with extensive fire damage. I've dealt with this guy before. He's not dangerous, but his first instinct is to run. I don't need the exercise, so I look at my partner and say, maybe you could do the charm thing? Cat is a cop, but she's also a good-looking dame. Cat frowns at me.
You are such a sexist. You don't think I can take this guy down without flirting?
Of course you can. You just don't have to. Bat your eyes, and I grab him while he is trying to talk.
You're a pig. I'm going to tase him.
I knock on the door and step to the side. Let him see Cat first. She can call me a pig all she wants. But if he sees me first, he runs. If he sees her, he opens the door. Sexist or not, it's just the way the world works. Einstein looks out the peephole, sees Cat, and runs out the back door.
So much for your theory.
She seems happy to prove me wrong. I jab back. You must not be as good-looking as I thought. It's not true. She's twice as good-looking as she thinks. But that's the way cops talk. He has a 10-yard head start and runs toward the field behind his house. Cat kicks it into high gear, and as they enter the field, she tackles him. They roll over a few times, and Cat yanks his arms behind his back and handcuffs him. He's a murdy-looking squirt, and we drag him back to his garage. It's cluttered with gene sequencing equipment. An incubator lies broken under a hole in the roof. I throw him into a chair, get 2 inches away from his face, and ask, "Where are the dragons, Einstein?" He denies knowing anything about dragons, and we spend an hour going back and forth. During this time, he keeps looking over at Cat. I told you she was a good-looking dame. But you would think a guy with a cop in his face would be more attentive, especially since I ate at Luigi's, who tends to go heavy on the garlic. Einstein works up the nerve and asks Cat,
Can I have a sample of your DNA?
I grab Einstein and pull him close, making sure he gets a good whiff of Luigi's lunch special and say, "You sick bastard. I ought to put your head through this table. I'll get reprimanded, but so what? Just add it to the stack."
Sorry, but I'm creating a kingdom, and she would make an excellent warrior queen.
You're cloning humans? I lift Einstein's head and glare at him. He tries to avoid eye contact, but every time he turns his head, I turn it back, making him look me in the eye. The reprimand will say I used unnecessary roughness, but the desk jockeys who write those reports don't have a dragon to catch. A dragon that can burn down half the city.
No, of course not. Well, not full-size humans. I am using a 1-inch per foot scale.
You have already done this? I grab his shirt.
No, not humans. Not yet. Just some horses and a few wolves. I was trying a dragon. He was going to be 20 inches long, but one of my calculations must be off.
I knew it was you who did the dragon. You're going away for a long time. How many are out there?
Back off, and I'll tell you.
I take my hands off Einstein, and he sits up in the chair. How many? I make a motion like I'm going to grab him again.
Only one, but he is a doozy, 20 feet long. Don't worry, I built in a failsafe.
What's the failsafe?
I'm gonna need amnesty before I can tell you.
Listen, you puck. That dragon is out there doing who knows how much damage. If he kills someone, it will be the electric chair for you.
The dragon will need to rest. You have around 24 hours before he gets hungry and goes hunting. Better call your boss and get me that amnesty.
A smug look crosses Einstein's face. I grab Einstein and want to slap him. I want to wipe that smug look off. I'm about to do it when Kat pulls me away.
Think. Outside now.
Outside, a cool breeze is blowing, and the night sky is clear. Kat gives me a stare that says, I need to cool down. She doesn't like my heavy-handed tactics, but she's a good partner and knows when to step in and when to let me do my thing. Sorry, I got carried away. Cloning dragons and humans, not just humans, but miniature humans, that is far worse in my book. No way he gets amnesty.
This is above our pay grade. We need to call it in.
I know she is right, but I pace back and forth before smiling and saying, whatever you say. Warrior Queen. We shove Einstein into the back of the car and make our way to headquarters. If I had my way, we would throw Einstein in the hole and go find this dragon. But Kat has a point. What am I going to do once I find it? I doubt my service revolver has enough punch to take down a 20-foot dragon. Einstein won't shut up about getting a DNA sample from Kat. She seems amused. Dames, go figure. Back at headquarters, the captain is in a foul mood. He says, no way Einstein gets amnesty. There have been reports of the dragon all over town, and SWAT has located it and is about to take it out. A policeman enters. He relays information that the SWAT team has engaged the dragon. I look at Kat and we both take off for the car. The dragon is in the old warehouse district. I let the siren blare and weave through traffic. We get there and the SWAT team has given the dragon everything it's got, but it's no good. They might as well be shooting spitballs. I fire and get a lucky shot. It hits him in the mouth. That gets the beast attention, but it doesn't do any serious damage. He swoops down on me and knocks me to the ground. His claws tear into my side, and by the way, it hurts to breathe. I must have a few broken ribs. Kat gets me in the car, and we get the hell out of there. The dragon flies toward the hills. Back at the station, the chief tells us the governor has agreed to give Einstein amnesty. Einstein smiles and says,
I have a bushel of genetically altered carrots. They contain a toxin that will kill him within a few minutes.
I scratch my head. Great. How do we feed a dragon carrots?
I have an engineered scent. When it mixes with human pheromones, it attracts the dragon.
I glare at Einstein. You want to use humans as bait? Give me the damn perfume.
Not you, her. It mixes with female pheromones.
This is too much. He's talking about my partner. No way I'm letting Kat be bait. I lunge at him, but the pain from my ribs causes me to stumble.
What choice do we have? Decides nothing to it. I set the carrots down, and when the dragon comes, I get out of there.
You will be wearing a scent that attracts dragons.
Key will go for the carrots first. She'll have a good 1 to 2 minutes before he turns his attention towards her. Besides, the mixture is designed to create a bond between the two. I was going to use it for my miniature kingdom.
I'm going with you.
You can barely walk. All you'll do is slow me down.
Kat is right. I'm no use to her. We head to the hills outside of town. The National Guard has evacuated the entire area and set up a perimeter they refer to as the firing zone. I remind them that Kat is in the middle of their zone. The Guard brings everything they can, howitzers, tanks, even fighter jets. The governor has made it clear, if the toxin doesn't work, they are to bring down hell on the dragon. I'm feeling useless as I stand on the perimeter, watching Kat stand on top of a hill next to a bushel of carrots. She has an earpiece in, and at least I can talk to her. Kat, as soon as the dragon appears, you run like hell.
Are you worried about me?
It's just you're a decent partner, and I don't want to have to break a new one in.
That is so sweet.
I mean it, Kat. Don't take any chances.
Don't worry about me. Just make sure your army buddies don't do anything stupid.
I'm about to answer, but the dragon appears. It flies in wide circles. All right, it sees the carrots. Get out of there, Kat.
I have to make sure. He's magnificent. What if we didn't kill him? Let him live on a deserted island.
Einstein smiles and says,
The pheromones are causing the two of them to bond.
I have a sense of well-being. We don't need to kill him. I can save him.
Kat smiles and wraps her arms around herself, as if the dragon is nothing more than one of the stray dogs she likes to rescue.
It's working better than I thought. She is going to make an excellent warrior queen.
I turn to grab Einstein, but as I do, the dragon sweeps down. I see Cat trying to wave him off. Cat, what are you doing? Get out of there.
I can't let him eat the carrots.
I take off running. My side is killing me, but I have to get her. I reach her right before the dragon and pull her away. She fights me and screams at the dragon not to eat the carrots. Then 2 fighter jets swoop in, cannons blazing. The dragon turns and breathes fire at them. The jets do a sideways roll and pass on both sides of the dragon. As they loop around, the entire hilltop comes alive with the sound of heavy artillery. The air becomes thick with smoke and the smell of burned gunpowder. I pull Cat behind a large boulder. There is a small depression in the ground. I do my best to keep as low to the ground as possible. She screams for them to stop, then punches me in the ribs, sending pain shooting through my body. She stands up and I grab her leg and yank her back down.
Hank, the dragon doesn't know what's happening. It's not right to kill him.
Cat is tough, but she has a big heart. Mine has been scarred over so many times. Sometimes I forget what it's like to be new on the Force. He doesn't belong in this world. They are doing what has to be done. The heavy weapons are too much, even for a dragon. It takes several direct hits, and Cat's fingers dig into my arm as we watch a wing get blown off. The dragon spirals toward the ground. Tears stream down Cat's face. I pull her in close so she doesn't see it hit the ground. But we both hear the thump, and Cat twitches in my arms. An army truck pulls up to the dragon body, wraps it in a large tarp, and hauls it away. Me and Cat look over and see them take Einstein away. He will get his amnesty, but he has a lot to answer for. My name is Lieutenant Hank Monday. My job is to keep the world safe from genetically modified creatures.